Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Platinum Prime for Life. This is a place where we provide you with resources and inspiration for living your best when you have platinum in your hair and you expect it to be the prime of your life. Today, Linda's letting me introduce the episodes. Normally, she introduces, but I thought up the topic for today, and she said, "No, you have to introduce it." So she has no clue what we're going to talk about.
That's
She
right.
doesn't know. But this is a good thing because Linda, I am conflicted, and your job today is to help me stop being conflicted. Is that okay? Okay. All right. Well, so here we go. Um I think that Christmas and the holidays, whether it's Christmas or another holiday, have just become so commercial and so much an opportunity for entrepreneurs and business people to part you from your money, that it's overdone, that we over commercialized Christmas. I'm not the first person to think this, but here's where the conflict comes in. I really love shopping for Christmas presents and trying to find the exact right thing for somebody, and it's fun to go Christmas shopping. You go to the mall and you get the spirit and the smells and the sounds and seeing Santa at the mall, and so there's pleasures of it, but it's too much. So the first thing that came to my mind on the topic, I'll tell you two separate things why there's a conflict. When I was producing the show called Country Tonight, I was the producer. I created the show out of thin air, and I produced it and was in it as well for 10 years. And we were on CBS television for a season, won an Emmy for best TV show in Nevada. I had locations in Vegas, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and Branson, Missouri. And in each venue, there were about 150 people in the theater, and maybe 50 to 60 of them to maybe 75 in one of the bigger locations were actual cast members, and the rest were theater staff. I was responsible for buying 150 times 3 Christmas presents,
Mhm.
in addition to anything personal that was outside the theater. So that was a lot of mandatory Christmas shopping, and I felt like I had an obligation to be clever about it and to be thoughtful. And yet, of course, in certain cases, all they would like to have is a bonus, and that was the best Christmas present you could ever give. But it was a chore, and after a while, it became a chore instead of that wonderful pleasure of going and enjoying the opportunity to be kind and thoughtful and generous. And then my husband, Duncan, he left this earth shortly before Thanksgiving, and it turned the holidays into something almost unbearable. And so I had to find ways to handle that, and I did, because I had another friend whose husband also left this earth the same time, and so we figured out ways. I think I told you that we created our Thanksgiving Film Festival, because it took our minds off of what we didn't have and just made us communicate uh, inflow communication that was pleasant and diverting. That particular Christmas, everybody knew that I was yeah, I thought I was doing okay because I was putting one foot in front of the other, but the fact was I was hurting, and I didn't have the Christmas motivation to go out shopping and buy things for everybody. So that year, I decided to give a donation to your favorite charity for the people that were in my heart, that I wanted to do something, but I had to do something. So I decided to do a donation to their charity. And then the next year, I thought, well, I I didn't have mandatory shopping, and I tried it again, and I went without any mandatory gift buying, and just kind of had a nice, private, quiet holiday. So now I want you to give me your input, because I do think it's too commercialized, and yet I really like shopping. I like Christmas shopping. So so mandatory Christmas shopping and commercialization versus finding some way to make holiday seasons, whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or um,
Or
anything you celebrate.
or
It slipped my mind. I can't think of it. Oh, I'll think of it before the thing is over. So give me your input and help me out.
Okay, good. So I'm not quite on the same page as you, but it sounds like part of what you're going through is tied up with some moments where you had to do things you didn't want to do. And then there was the sense of loss for a few Christmas. And now you're back to this has now been your normal for a while. So mine used to be loved Christmas. I have kids, right? So it was always buying stuff for the kids, buying stuff for my family. And while there was I never felt like I had enough money to do all the things I'd love to do, I enjoyed the gift giving. So that was fine. As I got older, I ran out of things that I needed or wanted. I got to a point where if I wanted something, I just got it. So it was harder to surprise me, and, people would say, "Well, what do you want?" Well, I think that's like the hardest thing for me is I don't want anything. So then I started telling my kids especially, well, what I want is an experience. And so I have and I literally still have I'd get gift certificates for a spa day, and I have a catamaran, sunset catamaran cruise sitting on the side of my refrigerator so I don't forget it from last year. So I went, "Okay, well, that's not so good either," because even experiences which I prefer the memories of things rather than the things themselves. I prefer that, and I do still love getting little things, right? But then getting those experiences meant I had to commit to doing those experiences, or I would just waste the gift, which that's not in my nature to waste things. So I go, "Oh, well, buy me an airline ticket." Now all of my children live far away, so I have, those are the kind of gifts that I get now
I
is
love it. I
airline
love
tickets.
that. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
and a planned itinerary. So anyway, when we're talking about materialism, being a small business owner, I'm relatively small. I'm not in a field where I do Black Friday special, Cyber Monday special, think of those things. I'm not in the retail space either where I'm gearing up for a sale. So I expect the onslaught, which used to always be in the newspapers. Remember when at Christmas time, the newspapers would go from being maybe this thick to being like this
Yeah,
thick because there were so many sales,
yeah,
and people would line up for a whole day or a day and a half to get the Black Friday deals at Walmart and the
yeah.
different electronic stores that they'd give away a free TV or something like that. And you'd have people like waiting outside. Now it's all moved online. So the materialism side of things, I'm not feeling that so much as I expect it to happen. And to me, I love the holiday seasons and I love the fact that people suddenly are thinking about how to be kinder to others and what they can do and dressing festively. I mean, look at you. You look gorgeous. You're so cute today. So I'm dealing with it a little bit differently, and yet there's the time crunch, which I'm not fond of, oh my gosh, you still have to get everything together. You still have to get it all wrapped if you're going to give in real life gifts and not just pick something on Amazon and have it gift wrapped there. So there's a lot. So to me, it's not materialism, but it's the busy season where I just feel like I have a sprint literally from now through the end of the year. I'm just flat out running every
Wow,
day.
wow, wow. How many people are on your Christmas gift list?
On mine, I have, well, you're on mine, not from a, "I've gotta get you something ginormous," but you're on mine. We have a mutual friend in Nevada that we always exchange gifts, and then it's just immediate family. I don't do other than, like, maybe baking something, I don't do really a big extensive gift, and I just have a business partner, so that's not too hard to buy for. And other than that, no, I don't have it. I've got now 3 children. I just became a grandma for the 2nd time 2 days ago, so that's been time absorbing. Um,
Wow, Linda,
I know, isn't that lovely? And then
fantastic.
what's that?
It's a Christmas present.
Oh my gosh, it was it was just one of those things. I was, like, literally up all night, and we were running bets on when the baby would be born, and it was cute. And then my husband has a daughter and a granddaughter and grandkids, great-grandkids, actually. Um, so that's sort of expanded things. Other than that, I don't have a huge, huge Christmas list compared to some others. But so we're talking about helping people, right? So
Right.
that view of materialism during Christmas and my view of I don't view it that way, but it's like super busy. What help can we offer people who aren't feeling it or the season?
I think just to tell them that it's okay. I think it would be really, good for them to know it's okay if you just would like to curl up with a good book and do nothing else on Christmas Eve and don't send out remember when you had to send out cards?
Yeah.
We all had to send out cards. It was obligatory,
Uh-huh.
and you kinda judged who your friends were by who sent you a card, and somebody didn't send you a card maybe one season and this and that, and so I think maybe just to tell everybody, I don't think we need to have a handout. I think we just have to just say, "It's okay to do Christmas your way or the holidays, your way." It's really whatever you wanna make it. Your traditions are yours, and you do it your way, whether it's big and I just received the most enormous poinsettia plant. It wasn't exactly a Christmas gift, except poinsettias are definitely a Christmas thing. It
Poinsettia is,
turned out
yeah.
to be it was bigger than from my hip bones to above my head. This
Oh my gosh.
gigantic poinsettia, just poinsettias everywhere. I'm gonna post
Wow.
it was fabulous, fabulous. You know, that was so totally unexpected. So, me and also one of the things that I did, I do like to do is, the first time I ever donated blood was at Christmas because it was all I had to give. So if
Mhm.
you don't have anything to give, if you're just completely out of dough and you're on the edge, there's some way that you can still do something for somebody else, and that would be donate some blood or some plasma, save a life. I'm gonna hold a blood drive in January for a super senior because I'm closing in. I'm almost finished with the super senior book. I know
Mm.
you've been hearing me blah, blah, blah about Super Senior for more than a year now. You've been hearing me yak about it, and, you're probably thinking, "Karen, are you ever gonna actually write this book, or are you just gonna talk about this book forever?" And, the answer is, I think I'll be finished before Christmas and hopefully launch it in January. So I was gonna launch a blood drive, a Super Senior blood drive,
I love it.
and see what it'd be like, like, try to find ways and I think, if you judge anything by a Hallmark movie, going down and volunteering at a soup kitchen or, at your local, Red Cross or wherever you go where they're making meals for people who are, uh, hungry. That's a wonderful way to have a Christmas. So maybe I would like for everybody to tell me what is your way of celebrating that has nothing to do with buying something.
Mm, that's really good.
How about that?
I like that. That's a good challenge. So
Okay.
share your way of celebrating the holiday season that has nothing to do with buying something material.
Okay, that's it. I don't
Okay.
have anything more to say.
All right.
We're all
Well,
too busy.
then,
We're all too busy. Let's make this a short podcast because we're busy. We're gonna go out
absolutely
Christmas
true.
shopping.
What? Oh, my God. All right, everyone. So, as you can tell, it is holiday season, and Karen and I do wish you a wonderful holiday season. And if you find you're busier than normal and the stress levels getting to you, just remember the whole purpose of celebrating is to feel cheerful about it and not to stress over it. If you need help, ask for help. If you want suggestions, we're really opinionated women and we will be very happy to give you what we would do in a situation. So feel free to reach out to us. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to we will be here again next week.
Bye,
And
everybody.
we're gonna be singing songs to you next week. So there you go. All right. Bye
Hang a
everyone.
my nose up the chimney I rose. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye.